Okay, started the recording. Pratik, thanks. And today we see the non-parametric test like Wilcox test and Kruskal-Wallis test. Wilcox test we use for Likert scale type data. So I am creating few vectors here like 1 to 500 times the 5 time Likert data y, z, and I'm making the data frame of this all. Oh, my keyboard is not. And this is my D is my data frame. I remove this all first. Run this again. And we see our data frame. This is my data frame. It's the 5-point Likert scale, 1 to 5. Strongly disagree, disagree, not certain, agree, strongly agree. In this way, you got these responses. And we will use the Wilcox test for Z question and the W question, which is the Likert scale. So it is the non-parametric test we apply on the Likert type scale, and I just used it. I get this value P is the 0.63. There is no significant difference in the opinion of the respondents in a W and Z whatever we have taken there. Okay, so it is in that way. It's very simple. And if we want just like ANOVA, we have seen the ANOVA yesterday. In ANOVA, if there is only one significant difference in one pair, it will say all are significant. The same thing is here in the Kruskal-Wallis test. So here what we have to do, we don't write the column name, just write the data frame. It is the basic thing. So all 4 variables will be covered. W, X, Y, Z. This all will be covered. It will compare all. So I just run this and I get the P value is 0.72. It means there is significant difference. There is no significant difference in the opinion of particular whatever the questions we have taken the all. So that is here. And I want only in 3, not all 4. I want the 3, which is the X, W, Y, Z I am using. I don't want to involve the X. I want to know the difference, whether there is significant difference or not in the W, Y, and Z. So in the Kruskal-Wallis, what I have to do, I have to create a data frame which has only 3 variables. So I am using dplyr library for this. Okay. For this function will be run the select pipe2 and the select will run through the dplyr library. So I just run this. So I will get the D1 having the 3 variables, or you see the 3 Y, W, Z. There is no X. So I will run this D1. So I will get either 0.82, which is also there is no significant difference in that. So does that make sense to everyone? In this way, we get it. We could make a correlation plot for empty cars if you see. So it is the correlation plot I just made here. Why I made, I don't know. It is not related to the inference analysis. I was just practicing something, so I have put this syntax here. So this was all about our inference analysis we have studied, and we have studied about the t-test thing and z test to sample t-test and paired and paired both. And the chi-square test, we have studied about the test of independence and the goodness of fit. And then we have seen that here today the Wilcox test, and finally Kruskal-Wallis test. So I will share this script and you could uh, run it, and see. And now we have uh, factor analysis we have to do. For factor analysis, let's see, I have not merged here. Okay. Mhm. TFL is here or not? See that file. Where is that library? I have to see that. Just a moment. I just searched the data set. Where is it? I have another data set. I think that IDF for data analysis. Hmm. In Python, it is I have, but R where is that file? Just a moment, I just see data. I'm not getting the data set. Hmm. Okay, got it. Okay, I will not explain much more about the theory concept of the this factor analysis. Just understand that it is for the size reduction. If the few variables, we have so many variables in our data, and some of the variables having the multicollinearity over there, they are very much correlated to each other. We uh, merge them in one factor. Okay, similar pattern if we see in the correlation is higher. So, and that way we make some factors. Okay, so I will show you one data. We have 90 observation and 14 variables we have in this data. The price, safety, exterior looks, space comfort, technology, after sales service, and resale value, fuel type, fuel efficiency, color, maintenance, test drive, product reviews, and the testimonials. This we have in this data EFA. And I am using here one library that is a GPA rotation, and one library Psych. You already aware about the Psych library. So factor analysis parallel I am doing, and EFA is my dataset name. I have read here this dataset, and FM minors factors, FA equal to FA. So I will just get here how many factor we should take. You see there is a inclination is very high, and here the inclination now becomes low. Slope is not as much as high as it was here. So how many factors we should take through this scree graph? Yeah, can somebody tell me? How many factors? 3, correct. So Suresh Kumar ji, you are very, very correct. We should take the 3 factors, Nikita. So this is the syntax. I will just explain you more of, I will not go in the interpretation of this all. Because we cover this chapter with the PCA, basically, principal component analysis. So it's a very big topic. So we just explain you this function. If we run, we get this scree plot, and we get the how many factors we have to consider. And then in FA function, which we have put here, and the in this data set n factors equal to 3. Rotation, you could take the varimax on the oblimin, you could take, okay, or you could write here FA, and you could see the syntax of this exploratory factor analysis. Okay, you could see this, what is the, here we have to write the what is the FM and everything you could look at here. N factor, n observations, NP, rotate varimax you could take. So I have taken that oblimin. Okay, so it's on you what you are selecting. Varimax, you could take the varimax also. Varimax may generally maximum we use the varimax, variance maximum, variance we use that for. And the FM, I will explain you the FM is here. Factoring method, minus will do the minimum residual is will FM ULF. So you could read this syntax and you could understand the thing. Yeah, I do it. Then I print the 3 factor, and I will show you. This is all I will get. Not a small one thing. We are getting so many things. Price, MR1, the factor loading. What we say, correlation matrix based open the core standardized loadings we are getting here. So SS loading is also there, proportion, variance, cumulative, everything is there. And there is a very much statistical knowledge is required. The persons who are from the statistics field, they could understand better these all parameters. Otherwise we have to explain one by one. Mean item complexity 1.5, test of the hypothesis 3 factor are sufficient, and the degree of freedom null, and this the thing is given, RMACA 0.05, and in this way the correlation of regression scores of the factors is there. And in this way you could see, or we could where we have to put this price. So you see the highest one is what in this. So Which value is the highest? 0.44 is the highest value or the 0.75? 75 will not be there. That is a different thing. Here you see in this 3, 0.44 is the highest one. So the price will go in
MR1,
the
but 0.44.
MR1. Okay, it will go in the MR1. Second, you see 0.31 safety. Safety will go to MR2. Okay, in this way you could see this, and you could select the variables where it will go. So now I will give one diagram for this 3-factor. I just copy this and I write here, and I write here the 3-factor. Copy this. So this is my MR1. You see the price we have seen that it is, I will show you that again, 0.44. So it is in the MR1. Color you see the 0.46, which is the highest color is here. Okay. Resale value you see 0.60, highest here. So in this way you could make the factor, and then we work on this. Okay. We consider these as variable, the factors, and then we work on it.
Sir, one question.
Yeah.
We only take the highest value, meaning like just one, like because I did this previously also and I could not, like I tried to understand it, but I could not.
Hmm.
So, like for example, now we have three new series, MR1, MR2, and MR3 that we will be using instead of the old data set that we had, right?
Yeah.
Right. So in MR, so MR1, now these are the only three series. So MR1, I will only take the highest values and not the negative values, right?
Hey, if the negative highest and the negative side is the big value,
Okay.
we don't have to see the sign, whether it is
Okay.
negative or positive.
Okay.
Just the value. We have to see the value. Ignore the sign.
Okay.
When
So
huh.
then only maintenance, fuel efficiency, resale value, color, price,
Hmm.
and product review is values we will take for MR1. Is it
Yeah.
that what we, and the rest of the values we will leave blank, right? We will not take it for that, or we will take.
No, it will go to MR2 other values.
Okay,
You
okay,
see,
okay.
if you see the 0.83 is your highest, so
Yeah.
0.83 will go to MR2, which is the
Okay.
space underscore craft. You see here, space underscore craft. It is the MR2. So
Hmm.
this will divided in 3 part, 3 group.
In that case, like,
Hmm.
will it be right to say that I can make one variable? I'm just hypothetically, I don't know, I'm not very,
Hmm.
I don't know, I might be wrong, but can
Hmm.
I just make something called MR4 or whatever, like
Hmm.
just for my own sake in an Excel sheet, not here on R,
Hmm.
and simply write the MR1 variables, MR2 and MR3, and then collaborate and have one series like MR4 and then use that? Is that possible?
MR4 why you are taking? We have taken here 3 only, na?
Okay. No,
Why
like, but
do?
then, but when we run the regression, let's say I want to use it for, let's say I want to use it for regression, then I will run the whole series or I will eliminate the values which are not. So for what happens to the values in MR1 which are not highest, which is, so I'll leave them when I'm using the regression, or what will happen to those values?
In the regression you take all, and as per the summary in the p value, which
Okay.
one is significant or not, we will drop that one factor only. Now we are doing on the factor, na? We are not considering these variables.
हाँ तो मतलब कि when I'm running my final regression, तो
Hmm.
MR1, MR2, MR3 let's say is my independent variable, so I will use the
Yeah.
whole series, right? Or I will only use the values which are drawn on the right side point, like
Right side
that is my
means.
doubt. Like these values are zero point 0.7, zero point 0.7, 0.6, 0.5, 0.5, 0.4 for all the things,
Hmm.
right? So should when I'm running this data, should I ignore in MR1? Should I ignore everything else which is not maintenance, fuel
No, no,
efficiency?
no. This is the factor load basically.
Okay.
Uh, and we have to find out the score of this all
Yes.
in the factor. You could take the mean score or
Yeah.
you could take the sum also, whatever
Okay.
you want. So generally we take the mean score of this.
Okay.
Mean score we get the same range. And if you get the sum of this, there are more factors, more variables are there in this factor MR1. So we
Yeah.
have a wide range over here. If we get the
Yeah.
sum, and we
Yeah.
get the high value of sum. Here only three factors or two factors we have, so we get the small sum. The
Okay.
scale will differ. If we take
Okay.
the mean value of the score, mean score, if we take, so we'll get the same thing. Okay, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We divide by the 6, so we will get the same scale thereabout.
Hmm.
So that value we will consider here in MR1, mean
Okay.
score.
Okay.
Mean score of every observation.
Okay.
I explain you that I have one more, but I have not taken the factor analysis by this method. I have hypothetically taken the factors. Okay, I have one.
So do we use the factor loading value in the final this thing?
No, no,
Uh,
no.
okay, so factor loading is only to know that these are the variables which are
बस हाँ,
okay,
only for that purpose, only for that
okay,
purpose.
okay. वो भी हम उसको यूज नहीं करेंगे
No,
रिग्रेशन
इसको
या
use नहीं करते.
फाइनल
We could
डेटा
not.
सेट के लिए यूज नहीं करेंगे उसको
No, no, no. How
because
can you use that? You have the
because I
single value. You don't have the as per the observation. You are not getting that value.
right but that is what my because I did PCA like
Hmm.
few days back and I know that it is used for the same purpose that it's for data like it's for
Hmm.
compressing large number of data set into few with this thing but I did not understand
PCA is different. PCA is different.
okay
PCA is different from that. This there is a difference between PCA and factor analysis.
okay okay
Yeah, that is always go the orthogonal, na PCA.
yes yes yes
So that's a different thing. We reduce the we see that thing in a different perspective in the PCA, the different observation, different
oh,
angle. You know
okay
that there is a principal component one, principal component two,
yes
and
yes yes
that
yes
way we see that.
okay
Here it is not like that. Here
okay
it is on the covariance. It's based on the
okay
covariance. I
okay
will show you. I will show you that I have the theory here. The factor analysis, exploratory data analysis method used to search influential underlying factors or latent variables. I have given somewhere the difference between both also.
so will we do one example of PCA also here
PCA we could use. PCA is basically we use as
no I mean we will do it in R today
no. PCA we are not covering here because that's require the linear regression. This is all thing you should know about it. Then you could better understand the PCA.
okay then we will cover it in R3
R3 you will cover it.
okay okay fine
So I am not explaining here that thing. The factor analysis I am only taking. Here I have given somewhere that the difference between both. Yeah, I have given it. Factor analysis versus principal component analysis. The PCA component explains the maximum amount of variance, while factor analysis explains the covariance in the data. Okay, PCA components are fully orthogonal to each other, whereas factor analysis does not require factors to be orthogonal. Okay, PCA component is a linear combination of the observed variable, while FA is the observed variable or linear combination of the unobserved variable or factor. So this is the basically the difference in both. PCA component are uninterpretable. We could not interpret it. In FA, underlying factors are labelable and interpretable because we have the factor load and these all things over there. PCA is kind of dimensionality reduction method, whereas factor analysis is a latent variable method. Okay. And there we could not say which factors are going where and which PCA you have taken which variable. You could not see over there. Understand? In the PCA, the scaling is very important.
Okay, okay.
No, PCA, without scaling, you could not do the PCA. But in factor analysis, we don't require the scaling. It's not compulsory. It's not mandatory. If you want, you could take the scale.
Okay.
Could use the
Matlab
same
standardization is not required.
Standardization is not required in factor
Okay,
analysis.
okay. Directly apply. It can be directly applied to the primary field survey data.
Yeah. We take the Likert type scale most times, and then we convert them in factor.
Yeah.
So we don't convert them in a standardized scale.
Okay.
But in PCA, it is compulsory to convert in that.
So can we discuss little bit of the result of factor analysis? Thoda sa like little bit part of it. Because it's actually I will be using that in my PhD. That's why I thought I'll ask a little bit.
These are the factor loads. You understand which one is the highest will go in that particular group.
Yeah.
So that we have seen over. Sum of square loadings is there. Sum of square loading is 2.02, 1.61 and 0.97. The highest sum of square of loadings is here MR1. Proportion variance is almost same. I think no, it is higher in the MR1. And MR2 is okay. MR3, we could see this. I have to also understand. I could not explain the much more thing about it because there are so many variables.
This I understand, proportion explained and cumulative, because this is I think this is same as the PCA output.
Yeah,
Okay, the
PCA
first
output,
MR1 is explaining 44% of the total this thing, and then MR2 is explaining 35% and then 21. So total 100% of the variation is explained via all these three variables.
Yeah, and the collinearity, we could also see the correlation here.
Okay.
You see the 2 and 1 is 0.07. It is very low correlation between them. This thing we require this, but in PCA we won't get any correlation.
Yeah.
In the PCA1 and PCA2 there is no correlation.
But sir, for PCA to run, I mean that's what I read. To run PCA, we need to first run the correlation. If the correlation is low, then PCA can't be run. So that is also one of the drawbacks of PCA. The correlation has to be very high for PCA to run. So that is that. Yeah.
That is very important there. But after PCA, there is no correlation in the PCA component.
Okay.
They are
So
totally.
sir, what do we use? Like my just one doubt is, what do we use from here? Whatever result we got, what do we use like finally in the end? What do we use?
The factor analysis.
Yes.
No, we want to reduce the reduction the dimension. Okay. If suppose we have in the machine learning model, I have 230 variables.
Yeah.
And how could I make the machine learning model? It would be very complicated if I consider this much variables.
True.
So that I use that PCA. So reduce the component.
Okay.
Principal component I will take only.
Okay.
And then I will do the machine learning model I will make. So that is for that purpose, not for the small. You have the 12, 13, 15 questions. There is no requirement of this principal component. There is a requirement of factor analysis. Okay.
Yeah.
If you want, you have taken 25 questions.
Yeah.
and you want to take questions in different factors,
Yeah.
then you could take the factor load and this factor analysis. In the inferential analysis, there is a factor analysis, and the
Okay.
PCA is the machine learning part basically.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
We use in the machine learning PCA. PCA we won't use here in the inferential analysis. That is some people little bit sometimes use that.
Yeah. Fine, sir. Fine, sir. I got it.
Can't we apply, for example, the regression random forest in order to determine which dependent variable are mostly significant or to the model? Then we can use them, for example, in the regression.
Yeah. Which is significant, we only use that, and which those which are not significant, we remove them. We don't use that one. We leave it.
Okay.
So
Only the
isn't it
significant.
better to use the regression random forest instead of factor analysis?
Factor analysis, I think that in the regression and the decision tree, I think the PCA is better than the factor analysis.
Even better from the regression random forest?
Regression and random forest, there is a PCA is better than that. Factor analysis, we use the inferential analysis only.
Okay.
We apply only in the inferential analysis. We don't apply in the machine learning predictive analysis. We use
Okay.
their principal component analysis.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. So it is very simple. It's a very small script I have created here. Here I have taken cutoff of the loadings 0.2. So I will see why I have taken this. We could say the very mix method also. We see the very mixed. So we could compare with different method, the very max and or we could compare the same are coming in not, or maybe somewhere some change also. But I think there is no change in the previous and this. Test derived, testimonial, exterior looks. So the same. Here we have the first product review, price, color, resale, fuel efficiency. Maintenance, fuel efficiency, resale, color, price, product review. The same. The Verimax and Oblimin both are giving the same. If I take the 4, I use this one, why I have taken this. 3 factors. Okay, I understand. The price and safety I have taken here. 0.2 I have taken. So 0.2 more than 0.2 here. The 0.2 is here. And this I have allocated this through the cutoff 0.2 I have taken. And the 0.2 I see the price and safety. You know that the price and safety is not the previous one I see. 3. Price, the safety is where it is here, MR2. So it is not better. MR2, it is the 287, 0.0287. So it is the MR2. It is in MR2. Safety is in MR2. Correct. And space comfort 0.832. Space comfort 0.832 is in the MR2. Okay. That's I have taken the loading cutoff 0.02. And we could take the cutoff I have taken after watching it. What should be the cutoff after seeing these loadings? Okay. And there is no formula for that, choosing the cutoff. And the 4th factor, I am taking the 4 factor now. Instead of 3, I am using 4 factor. So I will see what happens. And the cutoff, first I show you this 3 4 factor, we print it and we see it. Varimax means the maximum variance. No, there are various methods. Then you study in the statistics, you will get these all things. The factor analysis study, there are various methods by which we could do through the variance, the maximum variance or the minimum, different methods over there. So, and
Sir,
here you see,
sir, I have a question.
yeah.
Sir, in the starting, you mentioned that this factor analysis is used for, when there is a, situation of multicollinearity, that time we use factor analysis. So, what way it can be used?
If the correlation, very high correlation, if in the multicollinearity, what does it mean by? I mean to say that the few questions, you have many questions, and in the questions, few questions, they have the high correlation between them.
Okay.
So they will merge in one factor if they are highly correlated.
Okay.
I mean to say that.
So, does that mean out of the two, we can select one? Is it that? I mean, if two variables are highly correlated within each other, then we can take one of them for
No,
our.
no, no, no.
It is not
No,
like that.
not like that. We merge them. We merge them.
So, how do we merge them basically?
We take the mean score of that.
Mean, okay, okay,
Understand?
okay.
Suppose I explain you here. I just take one example. So this is the 4 factor we have taken, but it is not giving us the correct vision. The 3 was the good. Okay. So if I print this, I will show you the diagram of this. It is like that. This is not a perfect one here. You see the red line is here. It is not. It is somewhere in the boundary. Or if you see the value of this exterior looks. It should go to 0.55. 0.55 with what? MR4. But it is in MR4 0.55 and 0.28 MR3. There is some, I don't know why there is, I'm not getting, I have seen that why this red line, what does it interpret?
Sir, it is negatively associated with MR4. That's why we red line.
Maybe. Maybe that reason. We are getting always the highest value in the positive side, here the negative side. So it's okay, no problem. We don't consider the sign basically in the loadings. But they have given here the red line for that purpose. And the small. So this is the small script, and I will show you the one thing how we do that. I just see that data in function analysis. I take this. I remove this all first. I run this. Okay. This is the data set we have prepared. Hypothetically, I have created this data. There is the L1, L2, L3, L10 questions are there. Likert type scale, 5-point Likert type scale is there. Strongly disagree, not certain, agree, strongly agree. This type of this scale is even, or I am converting them in factor. Hypothetically, I have got that I found that the L1, L2, L3 and L4 are in the factor 1 and the remaining 4 in the factor 2 and the last 2 in the factor 3. So I have converted them in factor. How do we score it? I explain that thing. Okay. Aditya, got it?
Sir. Yes, sir.
How do we get the that inference? I will explain you.
Yes,
So I
yes.
just show you the structure of this. So this is the structure. I will this 10 I required only. These are the some other variables. I don't need of these different scales. So these are the same scale. So I will find out the factor for this Likert type scale. So I will just do one thing. I will first change the MD L1, L2, L3, L4. Okay. So MD L1, MD L2, MD L3 or L4. I am adding this all. Okay. And making a one factor F1. Then I am dividing it by 4. So I am getting the mean. Does that make sense to you? First I am adding this all L1, L2, L3, L4. Okay. With a new name I am giving in my data frame F1. And then F1 I am dividing by 4. Again I am giving the same name F1. Does that make sense to everyone? Nikita?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So in this way we get the score. So I just show you. At present we have, if I show you the data, we don't have that column here. No? Mean score F1, F2, F3. So I will show you that column now. That? There are so many files open here. So I run this and then I run this and F2 and F3. Now I show you that. You see, this is my score, mean score of that. So it is now Likert score. It is the interval data now. Okay. Now it is not ordinal. It is converted in interval. Yeah, I will share the script and the assignment. Don't worry. So these are now we will work on this. So I have also taken one hypothesis for this. So test F1 and F2. I want to know there is significant difference or not in the factor 1 and factor 2. Factor 1, suppose we related to mess of the school, the food related to food, and the factor 2 is related to some sports activity. I know that there 4 questions were related to sport activities and the 4 questions were related to food. So we are making the t-test. Sorry. So is it 0.20? There is no significant difference between F1 and F2. Hmm? Does that make sense to everyone?
Yes, sir.
We consider these only. We don't do the PCA in that inferential analysis. Okay. That we use in the predictive mostly. So in this way, we take the mean score. I explained that in the inferential analysis, if you see that hypothesis testing, this technique I have explained. And this. So single, it is a Likert type scale, and then we take the score of this. I have given the example of this also. Annually, we took some number here, and it is now the interval scale. Okay. So I will share with this to you, and factor analysis you have to study more. So many things are there. There are various methods to do the factor analysis. And in the R3, when I take the part of PCA, then I will explain the factor analysis also, because we have to compare the both. So you lots of terminology you could understand with PCA of the factor analysis. Okay, there are so many statistics are there, so which we also consider in their PCA. No, we have to have knowledge of that also. So then you could distinguish this in a better way. Okay. हाँ जी, राधा कृष्ण जी.
हाँ सर बताइए सर. Sir, actually, some of the things I want to, say, from the beginning, I think, I have understood that, the R1 to R4, the curriculum was, segregated in such a way that this will not overlap. That means if I know R1, then I can do R2. So it is segregated in such a way that anyone can do at any time. Randomly, I can join R3 and then R2, R1, R4. And in between, I think the curriculum was, little bit shuffled from one to another. So, some other things were, going here and there. So I was under the impression that today the factor analysis and the PCA also will be there because that belongs to R2. When you show the curriculum,
PCA doesn't belong R2. PCA belongs to R3. PCA belongs to R3 because there is we do some supervised type of thing is that.
But even the 21st also you explain, somebody asked and then you said you will take the remaining inferential analysis, in that some of the test and then factor analysis and then PCA.
Factor analysis we consider with inferential analysis, because the inferential analysis, whenever they do the hypothesis testing, they have to reduce the dimension, as I explained in the Likert scale. So that is compulsory here in the inferential.
Yeah, but when I see the curriculum, it was there. But now you are saying the PCA will go to R3, and then soon you are going to conduct that also, right? So
we will conduct that in R3 because that is the predictive modeling basically. Okay, if you see in the internet, the PCA is in the machine learning basically.
So will you allow us, will you allow me, I am talking about me, will you allow me to participate in that? Because, I have continuously, R1 to R4. Because I can pay whatever this thing, because I really, I am very much interested in factor analysis of the PCA, because couple of things I am willing to do.
That is I know
data
that.
Because that's what some of the thing I'm little bit confused because keep on changing.
We will cover it with PCA. We will cover it with PCA because there is a knowledge of PCA is also compulsory. Okay, when we do the PCA, you better understand the factor analysis. Because you know that the slide I have make only the one slide for that. For PCA and factor analysis, you see. I have only single slide. If I share with you this here screen, so you will see.
I have seen, sir. No problem.
There is only one slide, but it is the last part of second inferential analysis. But and then we start in the third R3. We start with the PCA. So whatever you little bit learn in the inferential analysis about the factor analysis, then it will re-continue with the PCA. Then you could understand in a better way.
Okay.
So it's not a small script. You see that there are so many slides, near about 25-30 slides. And we have to explain each and everything.
Yes.
So that's
and yesterday I think in the day 10 also only the PDF was there. The script, I think it is not there, sir. As well as the link also, recording yesterday's link.
Yesterday,
Recording.
link I will upload. I have downloaded that video from, but I could not upload it for the 2 days. है ना?
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Because what happened,
Yeah.
I kept in other folder like R4 folder
Okay.
that video
Mm-hmm.
by mistake,
Okay,
and
sir.
I have been searching in R2 folder,
Oh,
so I could not find that video today.
okay. Yeah.
It has been downloaded in R4 because previously we were taking R4.
Yeah.
So then I copy and cut and paste in that folder and rename
Yeah.
the day 6, what day 9, day 10, whatever is there.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And then I will upload now.
Okay,
You will
sir.
get
Yeah.
it, and
Yeah.
I will share the whatever the script or whatever is not there. I will share it.
Okay, sir.
I will share it.
Yeah. So R3, you will inform us, no, sir.
Yeah, we will
Because
inform.
I may not join all the courses because I have planned my time like that.
No,
So
no,
at
no.
least
You have already completed R1, R2, and R4. Only R3 remains. So whenever it will start, we will inform
no,
you.
R3 I have completed, sir. R1 to R4 I have completed.
Okay.
Yeah. At that time only, I think the shuffle happened
shuffle.
between.
Yeah.
So that is what I'm wondering.
Because
So
it has suffered due to, because the Mr. Mukesh wants, I want to keep this in only in 4 part, but the course is too high, you know. So, but it was not possible for me. I have prepared first. Before that, there were about 6 part. Total 6 part were there. So from 6 to 4 part, that is not possible for me.
Okay.
Now I have increased 1 part again.
Okay.
Now there are 5 part. Because
What is
I
that
have,
fifth one, sir? What is that fifth one?
No, we have just distributed this there.
Acha. Okay.
Huh.
Okay.
Because you know that this we are taking 11th 12th class, 13th class.
Yeah.
And there also we have taken 4-5 class more.
Okay, sir.
So we have taken some topics and we shifted to other in that way.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
So that was the thing.
Okay,
we
sir.
could not cover in that particular day.
Okay.
So what happens if we are telling you the 10 days. So our management team do that mostly. After 10 days, they arrange some another program for me. And they do the marketing, digital marketing, everything they started.
Yeah.
Or and my program does not end at that moment. That's the problem always. Otherwise, we have to do 2 or 3 days gap in between. So it makes some loss to the company.
Yeah.
If there is a gap between. So
So I will join that PCA whenever you are taking that time.
Yeah. No problem.
Yeah.
So Mr. Suresh Kumar and you both, I will tell you.
Okay, sir. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So we will inform you and share the link, or you could join there. No problem.
Sure, sir. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks everyone. And I will send the all thing by tomorrow.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
The assignments I will also search out and I will send the assignment also. Okay. And the solutions of the assignment.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Vijendra ji, we will inform you. Don't worry. Okay. We'll inform everybody when we start this. Thanks,
Okay,
everyone.
thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Rimi.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Nikita. Okay, everyone. Thanks.